Hey everyone, Miss Syed here. Today I'm going to talk to you about shoppingsheet.com is a resource for students who are looking into colleges and want to know how much it will cost them to attend a specific university or college. So if you go to shoppingsheet.com, you will end up on this home page. And at the top there's a search bar. If you For the purpose of today, I'm going to put in DePaul University and we're going to look at what DePaul University would offer me as a student based on some information that I will input, how much it will cost me to attend DePaul. So once you put in the university, there's many universities in the database, so you shouldn't have a problem finding one. Once you put that in, you can just click continue as guest. And it'll take you and ask you to take you to a site where it'll ask you for some basic financial information and merit information. All right, so I put in that I'm a female who lives in Illinois. My zip code is 60605. I'm a US citizen. I am a dependent student. I want to live on campus. My unweighted GPA is a 3.25. My SAT score is an 1100. If you scroll down, it asks for some family information. So the number of people in the household, the parents' marital status, married or single, number of parents working in the student's household, two, and then how many family members, including the student, will be enrolled in college at the same time. So I just put one, thinking that I will be, or the student will be the only one in college at the time. It asks for some financial data, and it asks the level of financial data you want to input into the system. So no financial data means that you're not going to put in anything. It is a little tricky when you do that because doesn't have anything much to work with outside of your family size. So it might not be a very accurate depiction of how much it'll cost you to attend school. Known EFC. EFC is expected family contribution, and that is something that you get from filling out the FAFSA. That is the application. FAFSA is the application you fill out for federal and student aid. If you don't have that yet, because you haven't filled it out, because FAFSA does open October 1st of the student's senior year, it's okay. You do not have to choose that. What likely you should choose is limited family or financial data, and that's just inputting some basic information, income and asset information, that'll then generate a college cost based on that limited financial data. You could also choose full family and financial data. That is about 70 questions, and gets very specific. So if you have that information and you would like to do that, you could choose that as well. For today, I'm just going to choose limited family and financial data. So I just put some random numbers in. 80,000 is the parents' total income, 0 for total assets. Student total income is 0. Student total assets is 0. How much does a family plan to pay out of pocket? So I'm going to change that to estimate that for me. And if you look down here, Shopping Sheet actually gives you an estimated expected family contribution of $6,713. This is just an estimate based on the limited financial information that I put in. So really what that's saying is that according to Shopping Sheet, I can afford at least $6,713 per year. All right, once you input all of that, you hit submit. You don't have to register, so you can go ahead and click no thanks. And it has generated now a sample estimated cost for the 2021-2022 school year. All right. So if you look at estimated cost of attendance, it's $56,192. There are some direct and some indirect costs in that. The direct costs are the tuition and fees, which are paid directly to the university and are non-negotiable or not flexible, right? There's also housing and meals, which is also paid and directly to the university, so we consider it a direct cost. However, that is flexible depending on the housing you choose, depending on the meal plan you choose, and maybe you're not staying on campus at all, so that would just be deducted completely, right? The indirect costs are costs that are not paid directly to the university, but you will still incur by attending this college or university. Books and supplies, they've put 1,104. Other educational and personal expenses could be buying a laptop, could be transportation. Maybe you need certain toiletries, right? If you're living on campus, or you need a microwave for your dorm, whatever that may be, they have allotted $7,465. That is flexible, right? Because you may not need all the books you may not spend $1,100 on books. You may not need $7,400 for personal expenses. So those two last ones are indirect, and they are pretty flexible. So based on what I put in for my financial data and my merit-based data, DePaul is giving me $19,700 in scholarship and grant money. All right. So then that gets deducted from the estimated cost of attendance to leave me with $36,492. Now, again, say I don't decide to not stay on campus. That $12,552 could be deducted from this $36,000. Say I, don't really need anything. I don't need $7,400 for personal expenses. So that could also be deducted from the 36,000, right? So at this point, DePaul is telling me the net price minus grants and scholarships, I have to pay $36,492. If you scroll down, they are giving me some options of how to pay for that $36,000. One is work study. So they're giving me $2,175 estimated in work study, which means that I will have to find a job on campus that fulfills work study, and the money that I make from that job goes towards my tuition. Okay, estimated loan options. I could get a federal subsidized and unsubsidized loan for a max of $5,500 per year. So then that takes me down to $28,817. This is what we would consider out of pocket at this point. I would have to come up with $28,800, right? Again, maybe if I choose then not to, live on campus, that $12,000 could be deducted from that, right? Other educational and personal expenses, that $7,400 and some could also be reduced a little bit. So this is just an estimate, but it does give the student a good idea of how much grant and scholarship the college may be willing to offer based on some basic financial data. If you do the full financial data, you might get something more specific. If you have any questions about Shopping Sheet or need help understanding what this all means, please reach out to your counselor. We'll be more than happy to help you figure this out and help you through the process of shoppingsheet.com. Thank you for listening.